Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 8th week of our semester, which is right about at the halfway point. So we are chugging right along here. Um, this is going to be kind of a busy week for you. I have graded, or not graded, I've read the first drafts of your compare and contrast essays. I've given you some notes and returned them to you. You have another week until the 29th, which is next Monday, to go ahead and make whatever corrections I have suggested and then resubmit the essay for your grade. Um, if you do have any questions, if some of my comments aren't clear, then contact me by phone will probably be the best way. If it's a quick question, you can ask me by email, but usually calling me on my phone during office hours will be a better way to get some extra help from me, because writing takes a long time, and I've tried to explain as thoroughly as I could in my written comments, but sometimes I might not be as clear as what I hope I am. So I would be glad to take a few minutes out and explain things a little further to help you get a better grade. Because that's what I want to do. I want to see you all get good grades. That's why I make you do 2 drafts of every essay. All right, this week. Later today, I should have some critical thinking exercises up in the quizzes. So, and I'll put that in the calendar for you. There will be. It will require that you use the critical thinking and Aristotle slideshow in order to do well on this. I want to take a couple of minutes to talk about critical thinking here. Critical thinking is probably the most important skill you're going to learn in college. Now, of course, you're going to learn things for your majors. If you're a nursing major, you'll learn medical terms and medical procedures. If you're, an English major, you'll get to read some great authors and write papers about them. If you're a engineering major, you might learn how to do some math and some design and things like that. But critical thinking is what separates college from not being in college. Because what critical thinking is it's taking in information, usually information that you have gotten through research, and it is processing that information with that brain you've got up here, and then it's coming to your own, what we call informed conclusions. So the main reason why your compare and contrast is to look at 2 sides of an issue is because you need to know both sides in order to come to an informed conclusion. If you only look at one side of an issue, then you're going to argue for that side whether you're right or wrong. If you know both sides, you can pick one based upon using your brain and your knowledge and your logic, and then argue for that side. It also allows you, if you know both sides of an issue, to see the other point of view. Because a lot of these issues that you wrote about, there's no single right or wrong answer. Both sides have valid points, and that's the point I wanted you to get out of this compare and contrast essay. Critical thinking is how you arrive at, well, which one of these points do I side with? That is what you go to college for. And you will use your critical thinking skills in your major. You'll use them in real life. You'll use them in your career. The better critical thinker you are, the more successful a person you will be in all of these, in school and career, debates or whatever. So the critical thinking drill that I'm going to have you do is going to certainly be very helpful to you, and I should have that up by the end of the day. The other thing that it says to do this week is the library's resources. I'm not going to quiz you on the resources themselves, but there is a research quiz, and it should open today. And you have until March the, I want to say 3rd. Yes, you have until March the 3rd to get that done. Here's the way the research quiz works. You're going to go into the quiz. You're also going to open up another tab where you'll go into our library. You will use the library's website to answer many of the questions on this quiz. So, for example, it may say, go into Galileo, put in this search term, this search term, this search term, how many articles does it pull up? Hopefully that quiz is up to date. I'll look through it later and make sure. If it's off by like 2 or something like that, just go with the closest one. Because I think, like in that question, the range is so wide that the closest number to what you get should be right. But I'll double check and make sure that that's the correct answer later today also. I also will make grading your narratives my top priority. That's going to be the next thing I'm going to do, is knock those narratives out. Bear in mind, and I'll remind you of this in the email that I'm going to send everybody once their narratives are graded, If I say you need to go through and do some editing and correct these grammatical mistakes, and then go through the end of your essay and find and correct some more, just bear in mind that most of your classmates will also be receiving that email. Everybody that writes an A quality essay will get an A, but those that have an A quality essay but it's just so full of grammar errors I can hardly read it, we'll have to go fix those grammar errors. So that's the last thing to remember. So work on those compare, contrast final drafts. Look at my comments, take them seriously. Look for the critical thinking exercise. Look at the resource. Now, if you go, I'll tell you where to find the resources to help you with this research quiz at. If you go into the research argument folder, or if you go into content and go into research argument, there are links to the library. Links to the library in there that have tutorial videos. So these are videos showing you how to use Galileo. These are videos showing you how to use Gill. Watch those before you actually take this quiz. The other one is Live Guides, which is written materials that can help you with that as well. You might want to print those up or have them minimized in a window if you don't have a printer. Have those minimized as well. So make sure that you take the time to go into those links in the research argument folder. There's two of them. And there's also an online library research. Hold on, let me scroll through this. Online library research handout that can be useful to you. So make sure that you take the time to do that, because I don't have the time to, we're not in a classroom, so I can't really just stand in front of a projector and say, okay, class, here's how you do this, here's how you do this, here's how you do this. So these library resources that I put in that research argument folder will be very helpful to you in learning how to use the library's resources, because that's something you're going to want to do in every class from here on out. So that's it for this week. Make sure that you get to work on the rewrite the critical thinking exercise, the library research quiz, and then once I return your narratives, getting those corrections made. And I hope you have a great week, and we shall see you soon.